Great job last week, by the way. I want to thank everybody who contributed Flipgrids. If you're still working on that project, no problem. You can definitely do that anytime during the course. This week, we're going to look at a communication and a creativity application. This is called Google Sites. To get there, you go to sites.google.com. And then once you log in, you'll want to, on the left side, navigate down to New Google Sites, if for some reason it doesn't already take you to the new Google Sites. Any site that you've already created will be displayed there. Otherwise, in the bottom right of the screen, you'll hit the red plus. So as you can see now that we're in Google Sites, you are basically building a web page here, or hopefully your students are the ones building the web page. So ideally, you would have given them some parameters, given them some directions, maybe talked a little bit about web page design, simplicity of web pages, that kind of thing. And your students would simply go in, title their site. So I'll just call it Kramer's PDS test. And then I can give my actual page down here a title. Kramer's PDS. You'll see I have options here for changing the image, the header type, and I can choose from one that they already have built in, or I can upload one. So I'll choose this cool little Post-it one. You'll see it automatically adjusts everything for readability, which is great. And then I can also go in and change this from a title to a heading to a subheading. I'm going to leave it as a title. My centering options, and then I can also set that as a link. So if I wanted that to actually be something that they can click on to go somewhere else. Now, the real power here is on the right side. This is basically where your toolbar is located. So I can insert pretty much anything I want to on my web page. Obviously, most of the time I'll be inserting text boxes. So I'll click that, text box would come up. And you'll see it will default to the entire width of the page. I can change that. And as I change things, you'll see kind of little gray lines in the background, which is sort of a grid for layout purposes, helps you to lay out things. And then maybe this is going to be where I talk about the history of literature in the US. Again, I can use any of my other tools up here I want to. I'm going to bold that, and I'll go ahead and center it within that section. Okay, actually I'll line it on the left, that's good. Again, I have my other tools, bulleting, linking as well. And then on the left side, I have section background. I can duplicate that section, so if it's something I'm going to be using several times throughout the web page, or if I just make a huge mistake and I want to delete that section, I can do that there. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use a little image just for this background part. There we go. Now on the right side, again, in my toolbar, I can insert images directly. So if I wanted an image there, let's go ahead and demonstrate that quickly. I can do it by URL, something that's in my Google Drive, or I can simply search. If you know me, you know I'm a huge Edgar Allan Poe fan. So let's go ahead and drop Poe in. All right, and again, if he ends up in kind of the wrong place, I can move him to wherever I need him to be. Maybe he's supposed to be down below the page break. On the right side, I can also add a divider for my sections. So I'll just put in a horizontal line. And then this is the cool thing. If I already have things built that are in my Google Drive, or if I have videos, or maybe I want to embed a calendar or even a Google map, all that is right there. So I'm going to embed something from my Google Drive so you can see what that looks like. So I can embed basically anything from my Google Drive. I'm going to embed just this newspaper template that I started, and I'll insert that. You'll see it drops it in. And then once we go to show you the preview, you'll kind of see what this looks like at the end. One other thing I want to point out in the upper right are two other things. You can make multiple pages. So just think about a web page as a home page, and then it has other pages below that that you would click on. So go to pages and then click this icon down here to add a new page. And then there are also themes built in. Right now I'm using the simple theme. If I want to change maybe to diplomat, I can choose a color, and that will actually change my layout, as you can see here in the top, for my entire web page. Now, you'll want to preview your website and obviously train your students to preview their website. Being a Google product, everything saves automatically. They can add collaborators up here. So if they want to actually be working on this simultaneously with someone else, they can do that. But the little eyeball here is where you preview. So when I go into preview mode, this is what my web page would look like on a computer. And then in the bottom right, it actually gives me a couple different options, a phone, a tablet, and the large screen or computer where I already am. So if I want to see what this would look like on a phone, that's what that would look like. And there's what it would look like on a tablet. And you can see what I was talking about here earlier. When I embed a document from my Google Drive, that document shows up right there within my web page. So it's a good way for kids, maybe if you're having them build a Google site where they're sharing work that they've created, they can do that there. The last step you'll want to walk students through is once you're actually ready for them to publish the site, they'll go to the upper right, hit the publish button. They will name their website, and you'll notice the first part of the website name is always going to be the same since it's here in Stafford Schools. And then they would just name their website. It takes that from your file name. So I just called it Kramer's PDS Test, so that's why that's there. I can change that if I want to. And then I can set my viewing rights as well. Students are not able to publish to the entire world at this time. They can only publish within Stafford County schools. So in other words, only other people in Stafford County will be able to view their webpage if they log in with a Stafford County Google address. So again, students cannot publish to the real world, but you as a teacher definitely can. So again, this is just another great avenue for getting students to communicate and create in a little bit more of an authentic way. If you're trying to work on your student engagement, this can definitely be one of those authentic tasks, building a web page for public consumption, even though our public community is just within the county here. And I hope you have fun. Give this one a chance and give it a try. And I'll see you guys again next week.